This is the site fans. Welcome to Murphy High School. We are in Cherokee County tonight for a huge matchup, and we're getting started right at showtime. Robbinsville Murphy Varsity Volleyball scrambling into your living room here on this muggy Tuesday evening inside Murphy High School. Trying to get connected, so we apologize for the super duper quick start, but we're up, we're running, and we appreciate you being with us here on the Grand Star Sports Network. Robbinsville will get the opening serve. Aubrey Wachacha will be up and set to go here in just a moment. And set one is underway here in Murphy. And how about a big ace for Aubrey Wachacha, senior, getting things started for us here at Murphy. And a big kill by Murphy will knot it up at one each here on the Grand Star Sports Network. At the line serving, Kayla Gear will get it off. Looks like Claire Barlow on a hit. Unable to keep it in bounds. 2-1 Lady Bulldogs. And a big kill by Barlow. Big spike there in the middle. 2-2 here in set number one. You can be guaranteed this is going to be a highly competitive, emotional matchup. Junior Liz Carpenter on the serve for the Lady Knights. Barlow and Tia Hall getting tripped up, so that'll give the advantage back to the Lady Bulldogs. Serving for the Lady Bulldogs, Carson Lovingood Jr. for Murphy. Laylee Holloway with the pass off the back row, set by Gear. Big spike by Madison Seabolt. And they're going to say a neutral zone infraction. 3-3 here in set number one. Murphy, 2-1 already this season. Just a few matches under their belt. Lost their season opener to Franklin and picked up wins thereafter against Highlands and I will say down. Surrey Waddy will serve it up, the libero for the Lady Knights. Tip there in the middle, and it's going to fall back on her. Say what number that was. Reagan Curtis Jr. for Murphy with the tip. Inadvertent as it was, it is 5-3. Student section out in full force down here to our bottom right. Madison Seabolt, a senior for Murphy, will now serve, score 5-4 here in set one. One plot point we have to talk about. What do these two programs have in common? Well, they're members of the Smoky Mountain Conference. They are the reigning conference champions. That's right, these two teams were able to tie for first place last year, split during the regular season. Robbinsville did win the conference tournament, which was held at here at Murphy, 2 years ago. 3 years ago now. These seasons, technically. We had a weird COVID year, just threw everything off. Last year, Murphy prevailed in the tournament finals at Swain County. Big kill by the senior Delaney Brooms. 6-6 here in set one. Claire Barlow will now serve. Received by Callie Rumfeld on the back row, another senior for Murphy. Whistle blows the dead. One touch too many. 7-6. Lady Knights here in set one. Barlow has really come a long way. Big spike. That's out. 8-6. Lady Knights here in set one. Barlow joined the varsity ranks last year and very quickly made a name for herself as a dominant force up front. Aubrey Wachacha, senior there with a block attempt. Snuffed out. Murphy able to defend it. There's a nice tip. Good, keen awareness by Ren Hooper over on the right side. Hooper, the setter this year for Robbinsville, her first season as a varsity athlete. Barlow still serving is 9-6. Wachacha push. Good call. That threw everybody off. 10-6 now. Lady Knights. Eddie Phillips has his team ready constantly. These two are always vying for the conference championship. A heated rivalry. You can always expect a tough matchup. And a spike into the net. That's not what you want if you're Murphy, down by 5. Timeout called. And Robbinsville is full of joy at the break. We'll step aside here on GramStarSports.com. 11-6 Robbinsville. Welcome back today here on the GramStar Sports Network. Kevin Hensley with you from Cherokee County, North Carolina. Gear can't handle that one. And folks, Robbinsville is just controlling every aspect of this set to begin things here tonight. Rumfeld tries to pass up to the front row, and I hate to say it, Reagan Curtis Kayla Gear and Reagan Curtis both up front having a hard time adjusting to the attack. 13-6. And an errant serve. Barlow was up there a long time. Subbing in for Murphy is Addison Dickey, a senior. Brooms with a good service reception with cha-cha pass. Brooms will get back over the net. And Wachacha smacks the net inadvertently. Quick 2-point swing makes it 13-8. Another good serve by Dickey. Waddy returns it. Gear pass. Big spike by Laylee Holloway. It's out. And that'll give the point back to Robbinsville. It's 14-8 here in set number one. And a quick check for the moisture on the floor. That happens a lot in these older gyms where we have, I'm not exaggerating, no air conditioning. And on a muggy August evening, that is not a good recipe when you pack a bunch of people into a gymnasium for an action-packed evening like this. Anytime a player dives on the floor, there's a chance there's sweat going to be left over. Carpenter and Waddy both wanted the ball. Neither one was allowed to have it. 14-9 here in set number one. Kevin Hensley with you alongside my new tag team partner in crime, Audrey Colvin, over here to my left, making an appearance from the deepest, darkest parts of Topton, North Carolina. here in Cherokee County here tonight. And Murphy thought that one was out. It was pretty close, but point counts. Robbinsville now up 15-9 here in set number 1. And if you're Katie Phillips and the Lady Knights, you have to be pleased with the effort so far from Robbinsville. Very few mistakes. Really, the mistakes they've made have just been not talking the way they should. On the floor, Claire Barlow gets overly excited. I'll have it that way. On that kill attempt, here's Hooper again to serve. And Hooper puts a little too much pepper on it. It's out of bounds. 16-10 is the split at the moment here on GramStarSports.com. Make sure that you pick up a copy of this week's edition of the Gram Star, fans. The Gram Star has been your only local source for all things Graham County, North Carolina since 1955. And seems like we're getting into a stretch here lately. As you see, Carpenter will spike it out. 16-11. Murphy down by 5 now. Seems like here lately we've gotten into a stretch of every week has been a reason to grab a Gram Star. We've had a special edition. We've had a newsy week, if you'll have it. This one is no exception, to the point that it's going to be a really, really late night at the office to get this bad boy out to press. Murphy's cooking. Katie Phillips wants to find out why. Timeout called. Live from Murphy High School. We welcome you back here for a raucous set number 1. This is a smaller space, and the gym is packed, as you see, right across from us, as a matter of fact. Wall will make it 16-13 on the block. Look, we lost connection for a moment there. Sorry about that. 17-13 Robbinsville here in set 1. Thank you for being with us on GramStarSports.com. And a big kill up front. Lady Knights seem to have just steadied the ship there. They got on a little bit of a downturn, so to speak. Back up by 5 here in set numero uno. We were mentioning the Gram Star edition this week, fans. We got a lot of updates about rural health care. And in Robbinsville, it's been a struggle for years. And it seems like after the recent turn of events at urgent care, well, a few places around the county are kind of picking up the slack, and that's good to see. Trying to improve services, Claire Barlow serves a thunderous kill to the Murphy Lady Bulldogs. It's 19-13 here in set 1. Aubrey Wachacha at the top of the rotation, of course, is serving for the Lady Knights. That's in. How about an ace? Second one of the set for the senior from Old St. Titla. Also in this week's edition, we followed along with the EMS on a ride-along last Thursday. And 2 nights later, we're invited out to a search warrant execution on Old Tallulah Road, so we'll recap both of those. A scary incident yesterday as a Robbinsville Elementary School student's Chromebook caught on fire in their backpack. That's not what you want. We'll tell you sort of kind of what happened to the best of our knowledge. As Wachacha squeaks that one over the net, a line drive serve. Callie Rumfeld on the return is 21-13, 22-13. Boy, the Lady Bulldogs have really just turned down the volume here in set 1. And we haven't even talked about the fact that they have their old head coach back. And there's nothing old about Nicole Watson, but she's back for her second stint. (24-13) now the score. We're 1 away. Robbinsville is cooking with oil and grease here in set number 1. Wachacha patiently, we'll say it that way, awaiting the Final charge here. Hopefully, it's going to be the end of the opening stanza. Tip by Barlow. Good idea. Nothing doing. Pass goes into the net. Set one goes to Robbinsville. We'll be back in 3 minutes, fans, here on GramStarSports.com. 2-2 now here in set two. Ochacha with a service error into the net. Upper sets. Barlow with a spike in the middle. Everything's roses and a push up front by Seabolt. Not a bad idea in that situation. There was a huge open gap, but couldn't get over the net. 3-3 now here in set two. Robbinsville now up 4-3. It's spike and a big kill by Madison Seabolt. Haley Gear all kinds of fired up about that, as was Reagan Curtis over on the right side. Seabolt will go back to serve now. It's 4-4, I beg your pardon, here on GramStarSports.com. Rumfeld can't get there. That's too many taps. Ball drops. It is 5-4. You need to scoot that close to the railing. Go ahead. You good? Iwani serves up an ace. 6-4 now. Lady Knights. Hey, this is really and truly the way the first set started out, fans. A lot of back and forth. Both teams trying to pick up the energy. And you know both coaches have the teams picked up. No doubt about that. They came down here today and did Robbinsville out for blood, so to speak. So, in fact, did Murphy as they made their way over from the classrooms here at the school, which are to the left of the gymnasium here. School itself is. Hooper with a shot out of bounds. Can't do that. Reagan Curtis will reel it back in. Murphy gets the point. It's 7-5 here on GramStarSports.com. We didn't think we were going to have but one telecast this week. We're thinking we're going to have two, but we'll see how that plays out. We have a free JV football game for you fans here on Gramstar Sports at 6 p.m. Thursday. Robbinsville will host the Cherokee Braves under the Big Oaks. Wes Carpenter ate up on the back row by that serve. And Murphy's got some momentum right now with Addison Dickey at the service line. 7-7 score here in set two. Brooms, and there's a tip back. And Robbinsville gets the call. They're going to say a smack on top of the net, 8-7. Advantage Lady Knights here on GramStarSports.com, which streams 5 varsity sports for Robbinsville athletics all year long. So you can catch the Lady Knights in volleyball, basketball, and softball action. You can catch our Black Knights, football, basketball, and baseball is how those will play out here on the Gramstar Sports Network. 8-8 here in set two. The fans are sitting underneath us here tonight. They've got the bleachers pulled out only on one side of the gym, and it's the home side, so let's take that for what it's worth, I guess. But Murphy will always pull out the bleachers for basketball action. That spike is not able to be handled by the Murphy Bulldogs. Callie Rumfeld will trickle it back over to senior Delaney Brooms as she goes back to the service area here in set two. Kevin Hensley and the distinguished Audrey Colvin right here to my left running the camera for us tonight. doing a great job as always. Lily Holloway, another senior Lady Bulldogs, will go to the line 9-9 here in set 2. And we'll go back to Graham County tonight. We'll recap it in the Graham Star along with Black Knights football action this week. Cross-country results are in from the first meet. And we had a Lady Knight placed in the top 10, as a matter of fact. We'll tell you all about that. 10-9 your score here in set 2. Also flip the scoreboard around. My apologies. Robbinsville is the away team for the first broadcast of the year here on GrahamStarSports.com. Ren Hooper and Carson Lovingood getting a little tied up at the net. Landed on Murphy's side. Double rotation coming. Surrey Waddy will tag out as it's rotation time for senior Tia Hall to come in. Olivia Lewis will check in to serve. Defensive specialist and a junior for the Lady Knights. Here in this tied set number 2 on GrahamStarSports.com. Barlow 8 up. Lewis able to handle it. Wachacha quick push for a return. Carpenter tried a quick spike to the back corner and hit it just a wee bit too high. 11-10 Murphy. And Waddy back in now. Hooper to Wachacha. Big spike. Handled by Rumfeld. Passes from the left side out of bounds. And returned by Seabolt. Tipped by Wachacha. Murphy ready for it. Nicely done. Seabolt again. Off of Wachacha's fingertips. Been a while since we've seen Murphy in any form. This is the first time the two schools here in the conference have played anything in 2023-24's campaign. That one will bounce out. It's 11s here on GrahamStarSports.com. Lady Knights have not been on the air with us in over a week, and we're glad to see them back on our airwaves. Robbinsville traveled to Highlands last Tuesday, picked up a sweep. Close matchup. Highlands a decent ball club this year. Always has a good team up on the plateau. Tough to compete with them. The game was streamed on the Highlands YouTube page. I don't know if it's still available or not if you wanted to go back and watch it. 12-11 advantage Robbinsville here in set 2. Last Thursday, the Lady Knights traveled to Asheville High School, returning the favor from the second matchup of the year. And picked up wins in sets 2 and 3, but couldn't finish it off. Asheville rallied from the 2-1 deficit and rattled off 2 straight victories. If you'll recall, Robbinsville won it in 5 at home in the second matchup of the year. That was the first season victory for Robbinsville this year. They were defeated by Franklin in a 3-1 matchup. In the season opener August 14th, hosted Asheville the next night and won in 5 sets. Cougars returned the favor. And that'll be the last time we'll see the Lady Cougars this year. Wachacha still serving. Line drive to Holloway, and she gets it back over. That's really about all you can do in that situation. Hope you can hit it just right and get it back over the net. 13-12. We mentioned Nicole Watson being the new coach for Murphy High School this year. Here's the pass from Curtis. And Claire Barlow, Tia Hall will make sure that one is a point for the the Lady Knights, I beg your pardon. 14-12 here in set 2. Watson was over the program for several years, took it really out of obscurity. It was having a tough run there for a while, was Murphy Volleyball. Nicole Watson took over, and Murphy had a good crop of athletes coming through, a tough front row. Emma Strapp, Jessica Beckner. Players like Ellie Martin were on the team. And they were able to reverse their fortunes, made a third round playoff appearance. At one point, conference champions competing with Hayesville at the time. Robbinsville was also trying to build up its program. Katie Phillips took over in 2017 and has already reached 100 career wins, as she is now in her 7th, if you can believe that, season as the head coach for the Lady Knights. And a big spike by Brooms takes care of the trip up. Advantage Robbinsville at the moment is 15-13 here in set number 2 as Surrey Waddy will head back to the service line. Line drive spike by Waddy. Barlow with a nice smack to try and throw everything off. Pass back over, a nice bump by Barlow. And a big kill by Rumpfelt. Robbinsville can't handle it, 15-14. Bulldogs respond. Hard to believe that it was a 4-point set number 1. At one point, Robbinsville had pulled away. Murphy closed it to a 4-point deficit. And the Lady Knights went 9-1 down the stretch to take the opening stanza here tonight. So I think Murphy's fired up now, to say the very least. We have a very competitive set 2 on our hands. And they're going to say to Laylee Holloway have a neutral zone infraction. That's your floor official, Jenny Irwin, down here below us making that call. Claire Barlow is back at the service line as Callista Rumpfelt off screen having a discussion with the head official on the ladder. The discussion does not net what they want. Service error for Barlow. Into the net. She's having a little bit of a struggle now after that amazing run that opened up the 8-point lead in set 1. Official timeout as we're going to do some quick maintenance on the floor here in Murphy. Again, fans, Thursday, 6 p.m., join us for a free stream here on GramStarSports.com. It's Robbinsville and Cherokee JV football, and myself and Miss Colvin will be traveling to Mountain Heritage on Friday. And I wish I could tell you at this moment in time we're streaming. We honestly don't have an answer yet from our friends in Burnsville. Hopefully that will change. It's 16-16 in set 2. Spike by Wachacha. Big kill for the senior in the center. (17-16). The momentum is in the corner of Robbinsville at the moment. Delaney Brooms will serve it up. Sable from the back row tries to fire it over, and a nice hit, but a little too much on it. To the wonderful principal from Murphy High School in the background at the door. How about another big kill for Aubrey Wachacha? 19-16 here in set 2. Timeout called. The Lady Knights have nothing but smiles as they go to the huddle here in set number 2. 19-16 as we're back live from Murphy High School. You're watching the Gramstar Sports Network. Kevin Hensley and Audrey Colvin bringing you tonight's telecast of Lady Knights Volleyball. Ren Hupper pass. Wachacha in the middle having a good run at the moment. Good push. And it's enough. Boy, Wachacha just reading the floor well at the moment, to say the very, very least. And it's 2016. Received by Seabold. Pass to Rumpfelt. Holloway can't clear the net. 21-16. Spike across. Pass from Hupper. Wachacha again. But they're going to say, wait a minute, I'm sorry. I guess they're going to rule it out. Boy, the Lady Knights were confident in that point. Holy tamale. I got to be honest. I was watching Miss Wachacha. I didn't see where the ball went out to my left over or my right over here. But the call stands. There's the point back for Robbinsville, 22-17. And Murphy is crumbling here in the closing moments. Not talking. And two to go, for Robbinsville. This one had a lot more excitement. Not over yet. I just see Barlow unable to handle that low arcing return. 23-18 here in set two. Sariwadi in for Barlow on the back row. Lady Knights set up in a 4-2 formation at the moment, as they've got Kayla Gear scouted out. Sliding in was Brooms. Tia Hall with a smack over the net. And it's good. Set point. Robbinsville could go up 2-0 here in the contest. And no one better than Aubrey Wachacho to get an ace and finish it off, fans. 25-18 Lady Knights. That's how we'll end set number two. We'll be back in just a moment, about 3 minutes or so. You're watching the Graham Star Sports Network. What we're doing, fans, as we have mentioned so many times before, a portion of the proceeds from every purchase you make goes back to the program you buy it for. So if you bought a ticket tonight to watch Robbinsville Volleyball here on Graham Star Sports on pay-per-view, guess what? They'll see a cut of that at the end of the season. Aubrey Wachacha closed us out with an ace in set two. Why not start us off in set three? The Lady Knights up 2-0 in the contest. Pass from Wachacha. Back to Hooper. Bruins will make a spike on the back. 1-0 Robbinsville. They need 24 to go to the house earlier than I believe anyone probably could have expected here tonight, except for Robbinsville. Lady Knights were looking good here early on. 4-2 is their record coming into tonight's game. And their only losses have came against 3A and 4A programs, That one's in as well. Wachacha, I'll have to check and see if we can get it in the Graham Star this week. She has started off the year on a hot streak from the service line. A lot of aces already in her first 7 matches of the season. Holloway tried to forearm it. Mistimed it. It's 2 aces for Aubrey Wachacha to begin set 3. Rumfelt saves it. Holloway to Seabolt. 3 seniors passing the ball around for Murphy. Big spike by Claire Barlow. 4-0 Robbinsville. Audrey Colvin, fresh off of hair appointments, ready to get home, I'm sure. So she's a little thankful for the lead here so far. Huh? That's what I said, a hair appointment. That's all I said. If you knew Miss Colvin, you knew she would argue with a fence post. So 5-0 now here in set number 3. Wachacha having fun at the service line. Lady Knights are cooking here tonight in the first pairing between these two programs that split the conference title just last season. Wowie, wow. Claire Barlow. Murphy gets 1 Robbinsville gets it right back here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Thibault returns. Liz Carpenter with a nice sliding dig on the back row. Broom sends it over the net. Plays it off the rafters. It's a low ceiling gym here at Murphy High School. Kayla Gear to Seabolt. Blocked by the conference leader last season in blocks, Clara Barlow. Holy tamale. 7-1. Lady Knights. Carpenter serves it up. Seabolt spike. Gets out of bounds. Into one of the training pieces, actually, for the volleyball team. They're going to say the net violation, though. Murphy gets a point. 7-2. Austin Lovingood to serve. So the Murphy Bulldogs are full of juniors and seniors this season. Robbinsville has 3 seniors. And I believe just 2 juniors, if I'm counting in my head correctly. Barlow let that go out of bounds. Surrey Waddy will serve now. Native of Swain County. Joined the ranks last year for Robbinsville in time for her varsity season and quickly made a name for herself as an all-around athlete. Out of here below us in Murphy. Watching intently as that one goes out. 8-4 now. Here in set number Trace. Seabolt still serving for Murphy. And a service error will end that run. That's trouble. Boy, what hustle by Kayla Gear trying to just get to the ball. She might have broken a 40-yard dash record. And she got there, but Murphy couldn't handle it for the third and final response. 10-4 Robbinsville here in set 3. Brooms spike gets down. And Delaney Brooms has this unique way of leaping into the air for a kill and almost suspending herself for a moment before gravity rears its ugly head. Pass back over by Rumfeld. Quick response from Murphy. Here's Brooms again. Nice dig on the back row by Carson Lovingood. Murphy will get the point. Well, we had officials on both sides of the net signaling something different initially, but that has changed now. 11-5. Serving is Addison Dickey. You know, both teams are just trying to absorb what's going on here tonight. Robbinsville just dominating. I'm sorry to say that, but they are 25-18. Always try to give the other team a little bit of, their just due. Robbinsville is just cooking here tonight. Very few errors. Great communication, as we mentioned. Liz Carpenter with a good run there and a good spike. And as soon as I said something, the communication error reared its ugly head. Katie, if you're watching this later, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jinx that point. 12-6 here in set number 3. How about an ace for the Bulldogs? Kelly Rumfelt, senior for Murphy with an ace. And just like that, it's 12-7. Waddy with a push to receive, and Brennan Hupper can't read the ball to net. And the momentum we just talked about with Robbinsville is slowly sliding to the other side of the net. There's 12-8. Rotation error. Waddy dig, and Hooper can't get there. Scoreboard's lagging a little bit. It's 12-10. Katie Phillips is going to call a timeout and try to find out why. We will step aside right here on the Gramstar Sports Network. 12-10 here in set 3. Welcome back to Murphy High School for Robbinsville Murphy Volleyball tonight here on the Gramstar Sports Network. And we'll have the return bout from Graham County later this year for you right here as well. Nobody talking. And circle gets the square. It is 13-10 here in set 3. Murphy actually has 6 seniors on the wall. Seabolt, Rumfelt, Dickey, and Holloway are on the floor. Taylor Jenkins had surgery, so she's out for the year, and I'm not sure why Sanaya Wilson's not playing. She's been a Murphy stalwart for years as well. Big kill in the middle by Laylee Holloway, formerly of Andrews High School, by the way. Tipped over by Tia Hall. Here's the pass. Here's the spike. Seabolt with a big one that time. 13-12 now here on GramstarSports.com. Holloway back to the service line. And a big block, and I think they're going to call the point for Robbinsville, and that has drawn the ire, to say the very least, of Nicole Watson. Sending her senior Madison Seabolt over to find out why the call was the way it was. Currently, the point is Robbinsville's. Things do change sometimes in this sport, but more often than not, the official call stands. (14-12) in favor of the Lady Knights. Here's Wachacha. Barlow was not going to let that ball get anywhere near getting over the net. They called the point against the Lady Knights, though. They're going to say Barlow touched the top of the net. Pass by Hooper back over the net is going to go awry, and in the blink of an eye, we could go to set 4. It's tied right now. Haley Gear still serving for the Murphy Bulldogs. Barlow tips it. And Murphy has taken the lead here in set 3. It is 16-14. Return in the middle by Delaney Brooms for the Lady Knights. Brooms receives it as well. Hooper with the return. Seabolt sends it out. Off of Liz Carpenter's fingertips. Bulldogs up 16-14 here in set 3. How is it as it's getting darker outside tonight? It's getting hotter in the gym. It is burning up in here, fans. Hey, you know what? You're paying all this good money to sit at home and watch it in the air conditioning. Let us do the sweating for you, I suppose. And Kayla Gears slipped and went under the net. And you can't do that. 16-15. Lady Knights on offense. Liz Carpenter to serve. Carpenter's serving has come along. She's a junior as well. Outside hitter for the Lady Knights. Into the net. 17-15 here in set 3. Right by the Lady Brooms and a big kill. And the Lady Knights are down by 1 now. Our scoreboard's still not cooperating with us here. There we go, 17-16. And Claire Barlow's a little worse for the wear. And I think she's actually cramping. That's a very common occurrence this time of year, but you rarely ever see it in volleyball. And the athletic trainer on staff here at Murphy High School is one of the finest you've ever met. That is Bob Grimes. That is, you saw walking across the screen, but out of our view. We're not going to show Miss Barlow laying on the floor in obvious pain. Cramps are no fun, to say the very least. Barlow's had a tough year earlier this season already. Busted her chin open on the floor, diving for a loose ball, actually. And played on. Disappeared from the game for just a moment and came back out of the locker room like nothing had happened. Tough cookie for sure is Claire Barlow. And they're going to take just a moment to try to get Miss Barlow worked out here. So we're going to give you possibly the scariest view of the night. Barlow's good. Wiggled her loose. Cramp's gone. She's all smiles now after that. I'm telling you guys, it's hard to stay hydrated when you're playing in a gym in this capacity. And it's such hot conditions. Barlow's up and full of smiles on the Gramstar Sports Network. And if she's not smiling, I'm a very upset person. She is a wonderful young lady. An ace from Seabolt will greet the Lady Knights out of the unplanned pause. Murphy has a 3-point lead for the first time tonight here on GramstarSports.com. Here's Brooms. And that'll quickly chop it down to a 2-point deficit. Robbinsville wins if they can sweep Murphy. And frankly, fans, I will have to go back to the record books to find the last time that a 3-0 sweep of the Murphy Bulldogs has successfully taken place, courtesy of the Lady Knights. Hooper just let that go over. Good idea. Rumfelt to Carpenter. Set and push by Hooper. Tip. Barlow gets it. Pass. Here the touch on the push. And they're going to say a little too much on the touch from the pass. Robbinsville calls a timeout. It is 20-17 Murphy as we pause with them on GramStarSports.com. Murphy leads 20-17 here in set 3 as you're watching GramStarSports.com. We knew this was a big matchup. We knew we wanted to stream it. We want to give a special shout out to Joseph Watson, the athletic director here at Murphy High School. It was a pretty easy negotiation. I just sent him a message, and here we are. Thank you, Joseph. See if he will let us do football later this year. Wink, wink, nod, nod. That one out. And over to the far clutches of the gymnasium. Bulldogs have a 21-17 lead. They just got their first 3-point lead of the night moments ago. So needless to say, their first 4-point advantage is facing us right now. Wachacha scrambles but gets the smack back over. Set by Dickey. And Rumfelt could not get it over the net. Brooms with a good serve. Seabolt gets it over the net. Boy, Barlow trying to play it off the rafters here. I tell you guys, you don't see the rafters on screen. They're more or less like a Plinko board if you'll have it from Price is Right. Rest in peace, Bob. Lost Bob Barker over the weekend. Sorry to hear that, but have you ever seen Plinko? You've seen Plinko on the Price is Right before, right? Anyway, she's too young for it. So, anyway, they hit the middle rafters here and really can end up anywhere. Has anybody's guess how you're going to play that ball off the ceiling here at Murphy High School? 22-18 here in set 3. Service error by Callista Rumfelt. Robbinsville gets it back, down by 3, needing 6, as a matter of fact, to prevail. Ren Hooper is serving. Seabolt to Dickey, and blocked immediately was Holloway's attempt by Wachacha. Seabolt over. Pass and a push. Well, that was close. Good keen awareness at the net by both Wachacha and Holloway to just keep that one going, honestly. A lot of moving parts. Seabolt's spike is too much. 22-20. And that time, Holloway found an open spot and got around it. Aubrey Wachacha could not prevent the kill that time from Laylee Holloway, who's now serving at the line. Murphy needs 2 to give us a 4th set. Good sliding dive by Holloway to save it. Carpenter hits one over the net that just squeaks it by. 23-21. And Aubrey Wachacha back to the line to serve. Got to be the person you want here at this moment in time. Jumpstart your offense. And Carpenter again with a nice kill. That's 2 in a row for the junior outside hitter. 23-22 your score. Nicole Watson calls a timeout for the Bulldogs. We'll be right back, fans, on GramStarSports.com. 23-22 here in set 3. Watch this atmosphere. Both programs trying to get themselves picked up here in the closing stretch of set 3. And if you're the Robbinsville Lady Knights, it could be the closing of a sweep for the Bulldogs. Lloyd Murphy. Carpenter called for a carry. And Liz Carpenter not very pleased with the outcome. Nicole Watson sends out a very, very, very late sub, but they catch it in time. Bulldogs have a chance to take a set here. Hooper to Carpenter for a big push to the back row. Holloway got it. Gear pass to Siebel. Nobody's got it. We're going to set 4 here on the Grand Star Sports Network. Murphy picking up a 25-22 victory here in set number 3. We'll step aside for 3 minutes on GrandStarSports.com. Hey guys, welcome back to Murphy High School. Kevin Hensley with you here on the Grand Star Sports Network. While we got a quick, and I mean a quick moment to recap things that have happened before we went live. The Robbinsville Middle School Lady Knights picked up a sweep over the Murphy Bulldogs earlier tonight, 25-14, 25-20. And the JV Murphy Bulldogs prevailed over Robbinsville 14-25 and 11-25. And, of course, you've joined us already here tonight for this varsity matchup. Looks like Robbinsville had a sweep in its grasp and came very close to it. And as we said, we do not even know the last time as Kinsley Phillips gets out for some janitorial work on the floor below us. Kinsley has gone from being the school leader in digs to wiping the floor. What a great assistant coach Kinsley Phillips is. Well, we were saying we were going to check the last time Robbinsville swept Murphy in volleyball, and we still may need to check that tonight. We'll see how that's working out as we cut through the late night hours to get the Grand Star on newsstands for all of you tomorrow afternoon. Scoreboard's updated the way it needs to be. We rejiggered the home away. And we're back for set 4. Robbinsville is up 2-1 in the contest, so a win here will get the W. But with Madison Siebold knocking it in, I thought they said it was in initially. The head official was signaling towards his left. And he shifts to his right, so it goes to the Bulldogs. 1-0 your score. Aubrey with Chacha to serve. Set by Hooper. Big spot by Claire Barlow. Here returned quickly by the Bulldogs. Barlow and Siebold. How about Siebold with a big block up front? Waddy passes it from out of bounds. Brooms will save it. And the ball goes into the net. It is 3-1. Lady Knights here on the Grand Star Sports Network. We are trying to get our scoreboard to work. Sorry about that, fans. We had it rejiggered and reshuffled, and, well, that's as far as we've gotten with it. I think we got it updated now. There we go. 4-1 your score here in set number 4. Waddy passes to Hooper. Brooms tips. And nobody is able to really save it, but the combination of the Bulldogs do. And I'll tell you, great effort, though, at the back row by Carson Lovingood, 5-1 here in set 4. So it goes out of bounds, a 6-1 now, beg your pardon. Robbinsville in full control. Carpenter serving. Aubrey Rachacha out of the game at the moment. Boy, Claire Barlow is locked in on the front row. 7-1 Robbinsville. Barlow's having a good night despite her cramp in the third set. That one's out of bounds. The Lady Brooms retrieves it. Robbinsville is up 8-1 here in the fourth set. Arbiter fires a missile that just goes out of bounds. Murphy gets the point back. It is 9-2 now, if you can believe that, on GramStarSports.com. So Murphy got the first point of the set. Robbinsville went 9-0 to build this lead. Brooms patiently spikes the ball back over. Point goes to the Lady Knights. It is 10-2. Here's set 4. Sir Iwadi will serve. Set by Hooper. Brooms with a fist bump to get it back over the net. Callie Rumpfeld from the left side gets it over to Robbinsville, and the response is successful. High spike, it's out. Aubrey Wachacha stepped out of the game for a moment. She's got tape on her right pinky finger. I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't know if she cut it open or just jammed it or what, but she's good to go now. Liz Ayers taping her up below us. Another one of the assistants this year for these Lady Knights. So remember, fans, Thursday we'll be at home against Cherokee for JV football here on Gramstar Sports. That game will stream for $0 and 0 cents, and no tax either. Friday, though, we'll be behind the paywall, but it's varsity football, and you love your Black Knights football, and we love Black Knights football. We love Robbinsville, and we love Robbinsville High School, and we want to help out the cause as much as we can. And right now, Robbinsville Lady Knights have helped themselves to a 13-2 lead here in Murphy. Audrey Colvin's favorite sport will resume action here as 13-2 in set 4 on GramStarSports.com. Ren Hooper spikes it back over the net for Robbinsville. Callie Rumpfeld mistimes her jump. Lady Knights are up 14-2, if you can believe that. Murphy got the opening point, and Robbinsville has went 14-1 thereafter. Waddy, listed around 5 foot on your program, packs a punch. That one just out. Barlow with a good spike, but can't get the job done, and I believe she's kind of frozen in place over here again. And we'll play on as 14-3. Barlow is hurting. They're going to have to stop the game for a moment and get her off the court. Barlow can't keep her back. She really can't move, honestly. She's cramping again. There's nothing like it's not a serious injury, but it is quite painful, to say the least. And we're not going to show all that mess. What we are going to do is tell you that Friday night we'll be at Mountain Heritage. And the next time we'll see our beloved Robbinsville Lady Knights volleyball squad here on Gramstar Sports will be next Tuesday, September the 5th. It's Robbinsville and Hayesville in the friendly confines of Robbinsville High School. Join us here on Gramstar Sports around 6 p.m. for the opening tip. Arlo just trying to get that cramp worked out. That's the second time that's flared up here tonight, and I just hate to see any athlete suffering in such a manner. Liz Carpenter and Off screen here, you see Carpenter talking to herself. She's actually talking to Barlow, but Barlow's struggling. They're having a nice conversation about something, spirited debate. And Barlow looks to be loosened up now. Maybe. They're going to get her off the floor. She is walking gingerly to the service line. Well, I guess that's a good place for her to have to go. Right after working out a cramp is 15-3. So Barlow's going to serve on basically one leg here. And it's over, and it's a good serve. Returned by Rumfelt. Waddy to Hooper to Brooms. And it is out off. Well, I guess they're going to rule it off of Brooms. Okay, then. Well, I thought it was out off Miss Rumfelt, but I stand corrected. 15-4 here in set 4. Wachacha tip. And a good dive by number 22, Windsor Caldwell, a junior for Murphy. Barlow's going to tag out. She's done all she can, I believe. And they're going to bring in defensive specialist, Olivia Lewis. Would have been Lewis's turn in the rotation anyway, I believe, to come in. Barlow does not do back row defense yet. Carpenter with a high push over to keep it alive on the volley. Spike out over the net. Robbinsville leading 17-4 here in set 4. After the spirited set 3 that we witnessed, fans, I'm a little shocked at this. As a homer, I've got to be very proud of Robbinsville for running away with set 4 here so far, but at the same time, you know, Nicole Watson and company are scratching their heads and trying to figure out how to fix the problems that have reared up here tonight. Holloway serve. Waddy reception. Spike by Wachacha. And it's over the net. Here's Siebold. Pass from Hooper. Wachacha got frozen place trying to play it off the rafters, but she pulls it off. Returned by Siebold. Off the lining fixture, we're still alive. Good spike by Holloway off the forearm. Bump over by Carpenter. Siebold mistimes it. That was a good look. But she didn't make it into the air in time. Ren Hooper goes back with Robbinsville needing just 7 to go to the house. And an official timeout. Hooper was ready. Callie Rumfelt will do some maintenance on the floor. She's got it cleaned up. It's 18-5. Service error. 18-6. Can't see it, folks. Audrey Colvin is bubbling with excitement over here. Good serve by Kayla Gear. That's out of bounds on the return. Murphy gets 2 in a row. It's 18-7. Don't look now. Every comeback got to start somewhere. And, well, there's no nice way to say that. Waddy and Hooper just could not get on the same page there. Hooper marches to the back row. Obviously frustrated. Murphy's got the deficit to 10. Here's the set, the spike. Another one from Carpenter will get the job done. 19-8. Robbinsville. Wachacha back in, and she's going to serve here in just a moment. Another official timeout on the floor in case you wonder what's going on below us. As they try being the operative word, try to get the floor situation straightened out. Can't have athletes slipping and rolling ankles. This sport, just about everybody's going to wear an ankle brace. Claire Barlow staying loose up front. Tia Hall and Liz Carpenter at the net as Robbinsville set up. And a 3-2-1. Big kill up front. Carpenter and Barlow having a good time. It's 20-8 here on GramStarSports.com. 5 to go for the Lady Knights. Service error. Claire Barlow scared to death. Point goes to Murphy. Serve goes out, almost takes out Wachacha. Katie Phillips retrieves it. Liz Carpenter goes back. It's 9 to go for a victory. Roseville did win a match last year against Murphy in 4 sets. We had it for you here on GramStarSports.com, but I don't remember the set breakdowns. I'm sorry. I've had minimal sleep since then. What a line drive serve by Carpenter. Wow. Holy smokes, and good effort to save the volley. Seabold takes advantage of the wide open spot on the back of the court. Hustle's there, but only one person can cover so much territory. And Murphy's in double digits finally here in set 4, but it may be too little, too late. Madison Seabold with a jump serve. Carpenter and Waddy looked at each other, and that's about all he did. That's going to be an ace for Madison Seabold. .22-11 your score. And another quick cleanup job by Kelly Rumfeld. Good job. Part of the famous gospel singing duo, quartet, quintet, whatever you'll have it. Depends on who's on stage at the moment. The Rumfeld family, based out of Hayesville. 2 to go for Robbinsville. And it rests on the shoulders of sophomore Surrey Waddy. And that one takes advantage of Windsor Caldwell. They're going to send in Jada Holly for Miss Caldwell here in the closing moments of this contest. 24-11, and it's academic at this moment. We just don't know what the final score will be. It would be a unreal collapse if Robbinsville can't close out this set up by 12. Just 1 point to go. Addison Dickey will tag in from the sidelines for the serve. Wachacha with a quick scramble on the back row. Brooms with a spike. Carpenter can't handle it on the back row. (24-13). Serves out. That's it. A service error by Addison Dickey will close us out here tonight. How about that, fans? The Murphy Bulldogs falling 4 to the defending conference champions, the Robbinsville Lady Knights, and of course Murphy defending it as well, so they get the first shot here in the 2023 season. Robbinsville improving to 5-2 on the victory. The Murphy Lady Bulldogs are now 2-2 for for the year for Audrey, who's already up out of her seat, ready to get out of here. Thanks, Audrey. Oh, wow. Hands. I'm Kevin Hensley. Have a great rest of your Tuesday evening.